Brahma. Brahma is the creator of the universe, and his relationship with time makes every other being on this list look temporary by comparison. He wasn't born from two parents in any conventional sense. According to Hindu tradition, he self-manifested from a lotus flower that emerged from the navel of Vishnu at the start of each cosmic cycle, tasked with constructing existence itself. One single day in Brahma's experience, called a kalpa, equals 4.32 billion human years. He lives for 100 of his own cosmic years before dissolving and being reborn to begin the process all over again. Despite being the literal architect of all life, Brahma is one of the least worshipped gods in the entire Hindu tradition. There are only a handful of temples in India where he is the primary deity, with the most famous sitting in Pushkar, Rajasthan. The reason, according to one of the most repeated stories across the Puranas, is that Shiva cursed him never to receive worship after Brahma lied about finding the top of Shiva's infinite pillar of light. He originally had 5 heads, one for each direction, plus one facing upward, but Shiva burned the 5th off during that same confrontation. What remains is a pale, bearded, ancient figure seated on a lotus, holding the 4 Vedas, one in each hand, surrounded by the quiet immensity of everything he built. Vishnu. Vishnu is the preserver, the second member of the Trimurti, and his immortality is less a quality he possesses and more a function he performs. He is one of the structural forces that keeps existence from collapsing. According to Hindu cosmology, Vishnu reclines on the 1,000-headed serpent Adi Shesha, floating across a cosmic ocean of milk, dreaming the universe into being. When he wakes, creation begins. When he sleeps, it ends. His deep blue skin and 4 arms are among the most recognizable images in all of Hindu art, one hand holding the spinning Sudarshana chakra, a discus weapon so lethal that even other gods are afraid of it. What makes Vishnu distinct from the other immortals is that he descends. Whenever cosmic order is genuinely threatened, he takes on a physical avatar and enters the world. 10 primary forms in total, known as the Dashavatara, ranging from a fish that saved the first man from a great flood, to a half-lion who tore a demon king apart with his bare hands, to Rama and Krishna, whose stories fill 2 of the greatest epics ever written. One avatar, Kalki, has not yet appeared. He is said to arrive at the end of the current age, riding a white horse, to close out the present cycle of existence. Vishnu doesn't earn his immortality and wasn't granted it. He simply is, in the same way gravity simply is. And from his eternal realm of Vaikuntha, he has been watching every version of the world come and go. Shiva. Shiva is the destroyer, and the paradox at the center of his existence is that the god most associated with death and endings is himself completely beyond either. He was present before creation and will remain after the final destruction, dancing the Tandava, the cosmic dance that unmakes the universe, while somehow being the force that makes the next creation possible. He lives not in a divine palace, but as an ascetic on Mount Kailash, smeared in ash from cremation grounds, snakes coiled around his neck, the river Ganga flowing from his matted hair, a crescent moon tucked above his ear like an afterthought. The ash is not aesthetic. It signals that he has moved entirely beyond the fear of death that governs everything else. During the churning of the cosmic ocean, a poison called Hala Hala emerged that was powerful enough to destroy all of existence. Every god froze. Shiva drank it, held it in his throat without swallowing, turning his neck permanently blue and earning the name Nilakantha, the blue-throated one. The third eye on his forehead is kept closed as a mercy. When it opened and fixed on Kama, the god of desire, Kama was reduced to ash in seconds. He is, by wide agreement across Hindu tradition, simultaneously the easiest god to please and the most catastrophically dangerous being in all of mythology. A combination that has caused an enormous number of problems throughout the Puranas, and will likely cause more before the current age is finished. Parvati. Parvati is the daughter of Himavat, king of the mountains. And from the moment she was born, according to Shakta tradition, she was understood to be the earthly manifestation of Adi Shakti, the original divine feminine energy from which all creation flows. Her immortality is not granted or earned. She is a primordial force wearing a personal form. What makes her story remarkable is how she won Shiva back after her previous life as Sati, who self-immolated when her father Daksha publicly insulted Shiva at a grand ceremony. Reborn as Parvati, she decided to win Shiva's attention, not through divine intervention, but through years of punishing ascetic practice, meditating in forests, surviving on nothing, enduring cold that would kill a mortal, until Shiva could no longer ignore her. She is the mother of Ganesha, whom she created herself from turmeric paste and her own breath, giving him life entirely independently, and of Kartikeya, the god of war. But Parvati's range extends far beyond the gentle maternal figure she is often depicted as. Her fierce forms, Durga, who rides a lion into battle against demons that no male god could defeat, and Kali, who dances on Shiva's chest with a garland of skulls and a tongue stained red, are all considered her aspects in Shakta tradition. She is the only being capable of stopping the Tandava before it destroys everything. When the universe needs saving, it is often not Vishnu who intervenes first. It is her. Hanuman. Hanuman is the son of Vayu, the wind god, and his immortality was granted directly by Sita, wife of Rama, as a reward for his absolute and unconditional devotion during the events of the Ramayana. The granting itself came at the end of a life, already so improbable, it barely needs embellishment. As an infant, Hanuman mistook the sun for a ripe fruit, leaped into the sky to eat it, and had to be struck down by Indra's thunderbolt. After which his father Vayu, furious, withdrew all wind from the universe, and every living being began to suffocate. The gods had to revive Hanuman and grant him a series of boons just to restore breathing to the world. Those boons included invulnerability to fire, the ability to change his size from microscopic to larger than a mountain, and a body that no weapon could permanently harm. When Rama's brother Lakshmana was struck down in battle and needed a specific medicinal herb from the Himalayan mountains to survive, Hanuman flew there, couldn't identify the correct plant, and simply lifted the entire mountain and carried it back. According to tradition, Hanuman is not merely a historical figure. He is physically present on earth today, invisible, wherever the Ramayana is being recited. He is among the most widely worshipped deities in modern Hinduism, particularly by soldiers, wrestlers, and anyone preparing to face something difficult. His Tuesday worship is one of the most commonly observed religious practices across the Indian subcontinent. Parashurama. Parashurama is the sixth avatar of Vishnu, and the only one who does not conclude his story and depart. He is still here, according to tradition, meditating in isolation on Mahendra Mountain, waiting for the end of the current cosmic age. He was born a Brahmin, the priestly caste, but Shiva granted him a divine axe after years of intense penance and trained him in warfare, producing something Hindu mythology had rarely seen, a priest who could destroy armies. When the Kshatriya king Kartavirya Arjuna had his father Jamadagni killed out of arrogance and greed, Parashurama's response was not proportional. According to the Mahabharata, he exterminated the Kshatriya warrior caste from the earth, not once, but 21 consecutive times across generations, filling 5 lakes with their blood, until the warrior class had been effectively erased. He appears across multiple major texts, the Ramayana, the Mahabharata, and the Puranas, which is unusual for a single figure. In the Mahabharata alone, he serves as the weapons teacher for Drona, Bhishma, and Karna, 3 of the most formidable warriors in the epic. His immortality serves a specific cosmic purpose. According to the Kalki Purana, when Vishnu's 10th and final avatar, Kalki, eventually arrives to end the current age, it will be Parashurama who finds him, tests him, and trains him. He has been waiting for that student for a very long time, Ashwatthama. Ashwatthama is the son of Drona, and his is the only story on this list where immortality functions entirely as punishment. He was born with a gem embedded in his forehead, a mani, that granted him power over all living beings, protection from disease, fear, and weapons, making him close to invincible from birth. He fought on the side of the Kauravas in the Kurukshetra War, and when the war ended in the Pandavas' victory, and his father Drona was killed, Ashwathama's grief curdled into something monstrous. He entered the Pandava camp in the middle of the night and massacred nearly everyone inside, including the 5 sleeping sons of the Pandavas, having mistaken them for the Pandavas themselves. When he was confronted, he fired the Brahmastra, the single most destructive weapon in all of Hindu mythology, capable of ending existence, aimed at the Pandava bloodline. The sage Vyasa intervened and forced him to withdraw it, at which point Ashwathama redirected it into the womb of Uttara, trying to destroy Parikshit, the last Pandava heir. Vishnu himself intervened to protect the unborn child. Krishna's response was to walk to Ashwathama, grip the gem from his forehead, an act described across multiple retellings as an agony beyond description, curse the wound to never heal, and condemn him to wander the earth for thousands of years, alone, bleeding, and untouchable, unable to die, and unable to find any peace in living. Unlike every other immortal on this list, Ashwathama did not earn eternity. He was sentenced to it. Vibhishana. Vibhishana is the brother of Ravana, the demon king of Lanka, born a Rakshasa, a demon, and the only one in Hindu mythology to be granted immortality, not despite what he was, but because of who he chose to be in spite of it. While Ravana wielded near godlike power and ruled a golden kingdom, Vibhishana spent his life in devotion to Vishnu and to Dharma, the cosmic moral order, making him an awkward presence in his own family. When Ravana kidnapped Sita and war with Rama became inevitable, Vibhishana argued repeatedly inside the court of Lanka that his brother was wrong, that no power, no kingdom, and no pride was worth this. Ravana had him exiled. Vibhishana crossed to Rama's side and surrendered, which, in the middle of a war, coming from the enemy's own royal family, could easily have looked like a trap. Rama accepted him without hesitation, stating that anyone who comes seeking refuge cannot be turned away, regardless of their origins. After Ravana's death, Rama crowned Vibhishana king of Lanka, and Brahma granted him immortality with a specific purpose: to remain in Lanka for the duration of the current cosmic age and keep Dharma alive there. He is the only Rakshasa among the Chiranjeevis, the group of immortal beings said to still walk the earth today, and his presence in that list carries a quiet but unmistakable message: that birth and caste determine nothing, and that choosing righteousness when everything around you chooses otherwise is the rarest and most enduring act in the universe. If you want to see more, click the video on screen now.